everybody, welcome back. So today's video, I decided to try to see what I could feed myself for $10 for an entire week. That includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for 7 days. Now this video, I am doing it as if I am a single person living alone because a lot of my viewers asked me if I could do an extreme budget for someone who lives alone. They only have to feed themselves. And I was like, heck yes, I can do this. I'm going to do this and I'm going to feed myself for an entire week for $10. Now, one of my main goals when I was doing this was to have a little bit of variety because I can get food fatigue. I can get so sick of food so fast. So it's really hard to do that when you're working with such a small budget, like around 10 bucks. So I tried to just take the same ingredients and give them different flavors. We have some Italian flavors, Mexican flavors, Southern flavors. We have some Asian-esque flavors, all inspired, nothing authentic, obviously. So I included my entire grocery list in this and all the prices of everything. And remember, some things are weighted, so yours might be more or less if you go try to mimic this grocery list somewhere. I did use a few pantry items, basic, super basic pantry items that I usually always have in the house. Nothing too complicated, minimum basic pantry items like oil, salt, pepper, a couple seasonings. Nothing major at all. And the pantry items that I did use is stuff that you can leave out and it's not really going to hurt it. But this includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We got some whole grains, we got protein, we got veggies. I tried to do as much as I could with my budget. It's around $10, $10.90 is what I spend, which is a really tight budget for one person for 21 meals. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's get to shopping. Options are this. We have, if I can get it, this. Could last a lot longer, but we would have to buy toppings for this. Pause. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. What I mean by this is I personally do not like plain oatmeal. Just cooking the oatmeal, putting it in a bowl, it tastes awful to me. I don't like it. So this isn't a good option for me because I would dread breakfast every day. In order for me to actually eat oatmeal, I need to put a little bit of sugar or brown sugar, maybe a little butter in it to make it edible. If you like plain oatmeal, this is probably the better option for you. But for me, it isn't at all because I would have to buy things to put in it to make it edible for me. So I need to look for a cheaper option that has flavor. And it's $1.98. And if we buy toppings for this, that'll cost even more. They don't sell the bags at this Walmart anymore. They're at the other Walmart. So I'm trying to stretch $10 as much as I can. So I think this might be not the best choice. But this one, $1.82. And it comes already seasoned, everything in it. I think this is the best bet. Look at me, they have the shells. A small amount. The trick is to get stuff that's already seasoned. Do we want this? It's already seasoned and it can go far. Or this. But we'd have to season it. Did you know you don't have to buy a whole bunch of bananas? You can just get 2. $1, but I'm going to see if I can find it clearance. Let's check out my haul for how to eat on $10 a week. We have some oatmeal. Now, I was really trying to get stuff that would fight food fatigue, and you don't want to get sick and tired of the food that you're eating, right? And I really wanted to stay in budget, around 10 bucks. I didn't want to do a lot. This was the best bet for me because there are so many different flavors. Each morning you can have something different. I'm feeling good about that. We got a loaf of bread, 2 potatoes, a red onion, 2 bananas, a little bitty head of garlic, 1 jalapeno. Y'all, this was 14 cents. Mixed veg, a pound of brown rice, a pound of pinto beans, a pound of ground turkey, and some shells. Pasta. All right, besties, here I have listed everything that I purchased, my entire grocery list, with the price that it cost me. On the right, I have the price by the pound, so your prices may fluctuate higher or lower because, of course, it is by the pound. It is a weighted item, bringing my total to $10.90. Breakfast. We are making some oatmeal. I'm doing bananas and cream today, and I'm just going to be using some water and the microwave, all right? And I'm just going to zap this just like the back of the package says. Nothing fancy, but oatmeal is very filling, and I love the fact that it's a variety pack and we can get different flavors every day so we don't get sick of it. I'm taking half of one of those bananas, and I'm just going to slice it up and toss those bananas in this banana and cream oatmeal, and it's going to be super delicious, filling. We got some fruit in there. It's not very pretty, but hey, this is breakfast. I know that the Mom's Best oatmeal, I could have got so much more oatmeal with that. I understand that. I see that. But this was cheaper and it was already flavored. So I wanted something with flavor. And this is filling. If you have ever had one of these instant packs of oatmeal, you know that one pack is enough. It is so filling. It fills my tummy up. Plus I put some bananas in this, and I think it's going to work fantastically. When I have oatmeal from a can, I have to put a little bit of sugar, some butter in it, maybe some fruits for it to even taste good. Even if I just have plain oatmeal with nothing in it, even if I put fruits in it, the thick just blop of oatmeal is not good to me. And I wanted something that had flavor, because when you are tight on funds, you don't want to eat food that is nasty. You want food that tastes good. And to me, that just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So I opted for this, for the instant oatmeal that's already flavored. And I love instant oatmeal. It's my favorite. If you have milk, you can make it with milk. It makes it better and creamier. But water is just as good. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It is the perfect amount of sweetness. It doesn't taste like you're licking tree bark. Let's do a lunch. We're going to do some ground turkey, those pasta shells, this Hunt's tomato sauce, onion and garlic. We're going to make a pasta, and I'm probably going to toast up some of the Italian bread for the side. This will at least do 3 days for one person. I think I'm just going to use maybe 2/3 of this ground turkey for this, and I'm going to save the other third for something else later in the week. But let's get this started. I'm going to use this much of that onion. I have this much of it left. I'm going to throw it in my little pull chopper, just because I love this thing and I'm trying to use it. I peeled 2 pieces of that garlic, and I'm going to throw that in here too. Oh, that thing is so cool. Just in a little bit of oil. 2/3 of that ground turkey going in there. I remembered to thaw it out. Just trying to cook out all this liquid. All that liquid is cooked out, so I'm tossing in my pasta shells. All of that Hunt's tomato sauce. I'm going to pour water in this jar. Shake her up a bit to get all of that sauce out of there. Okay. Put enough water in here to cover the pasta. And I'm going to let this boil, reduce. When that pasta's done and it's gotten thicker, it should be finished. But first, I'm going to salt it with 2 pinches of salt and a good pinch of pepper. Over here, I just cut off 2 big chunks of that bread, and I'm just going to toast it on both sides. Oh, she's boiling. If you can see past the steam, it's thickened up. It's reduced quite a bit, and those noodles are done. I have my toast awaiting. Here's my lunch for today and the next few days. It looks pretty good. It's pretty substantial. It's full of protein. We got carbs, but hey, carbs aren't the enemy most of the time. I topped it with a little parsley for pretty, and that is a good amount of food. And just to reheat this tomorrow, I'm just going to throw it in a pot with a little bit of water and reheat it. Oh. That is good stuff. This is delicious. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my dinner tonight, which is going to be some beans. I usually cook these in the Instant Pot, but I have showed you guys how to do that so many times. I'm going to show you how to do it on the stovetop. Now, this is going to take about 2 to 3 hours. So, first thing we're going to do is pick through our beans. We're going to pick out all those rocks and bad beans. Okay, I picked through my beans. Now I'm going to wash them about 3 times. All right, you see how dingy that water is? That's because these beans are covered in dirt and we need to wash them. The rule of thumb is if it floats, pick it up. Turn your hands through it. Try to scrape off all that dirt. It's time to rinse them. And we're going to do that 2 more times. I put about 8 cups of water in with these beans. To my chopper, I'm adding 4 cloves of the garlic, a nice chunk of that onion, that entire jalapeno. I'm going to chop that up. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Just going to dump all of this in there. I'm going to go in with a few little spoons of salt. Same with the pepper. If you have a fat like leftover bacon grease, oil, butter, Crisco, you can throw that in here as well. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of olive oil this time because it's what I have. I'm just going to cover this with a lid and let it come to a boil. And I'm going to check it about every 15 to 20 minutes to see if I need to add water, because the water can boil out and it can burn your beans. So you got to keep an eye on that. Beans are done. These cooked for about 2 hours. You can tell they're done when the juice starts getting thick and the beans smush in your hand. We're going to make some rice. We are going to take about a cup of that brown rice and start cooking it up. I'm just cooking the brown rice according to the package directions. I have a cup of rice in here, and I'm just going to let it come to a simmer, then put the lid on so we can have some nice fluffy rice. So for our meal tonight, we're going to have beans with rice, and we're going to have roasted potatoes on the side. So I'm just going to peel our potato, one of the potatoes. Now this is like a southern delicacy, having potatoes, beans. Usually it's cornbread, but we're having rice this time. Rice is still good. We normally fry our potatoes, but we're going to bake these potatoes tonight. Being super simple, I want to throw some oil down there, toss some salt on these potatoes, and some pepper, and that's it. That's all we put on fried taters, so that's all we're going to be putting on these roasted baked potatoes. Toss it around. I'm going to bake these on 400 till they're tender. The reason I want to do baked potatoes instead of fried potatoes is because fried potatoes require a lot of oil. Baked potatoes, they do not. You just put a little drizzle down, and we good. Rice is boiling. Time to turn it down and put that lid on. And here's tonight's dinner. We have some good old pinto beans with rice. I put a little parsley on top for pretty. And we have some oven fried potatoes. And I'm going ahead and putting this in the refrigerator for my dinner tomorrow night. Still have rice left over. Tons of beans. I'm going to put this away for the 3rd day with some pinto beans as well. So here is tomorrow night's dinner all packed up. I have the rest of that rice and some of the beans, not all of the beans, but this is a very big bowl. This is going to be my third night of dinner. I have another potato, and I'm probably going to oven fry this as well to go with this. So I have my next 2 nights of dinner ready to go in the refrigerator. We still have this much beans, a ton of beans. I'm going to turn this into refried beans. Breakfast day 2. We are having some peaches and cream oatmeal, and I sliced off a bit of the bread from our loaf of bread and I toasted it. For lunch, we're just going to be heating up some leftover pasta. I toasted up a piece of that bread. This is very flavorful, super delicious. I'm enjoying it. All right, I just reheated this in the microwave. It smells good, just as good as it did last night. So this is dinner night 2. What flavor oatmeal are we having today? Blueberries and cream. I made it again with water according to the package directions. I put our other half of the banana in a baggie. And I'm just slicing it up, making it all pretty today because I feel like it needs to be pretty this morning. I just felt like I needed it in my life. And this is our breakfast. Super filling, beautiful blueberries and cream oatmeal with banana baby. And this actually hit the spot. Lunch today, I heated up some more of that pasta with 2 pieces of toasted bread. Y'all, tonight for dinner, I don't really want any soup, beans, and rice with taters. So I'm going to turn some of these into refried beans, and I'm going to make some Mexican rice out of some of this brown rice. I have some oil in this big old pot, and I'm going to throw in half of the rest of the onion that we have, 2 pieces of that garlic, 3 pieces of the garlic, because they're kind of small. About 1.5 cups of the brown rice washed. That was a mouthful for me to say. I made this recipe in my Mexican stroganoff video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down below. It is awesome. This is kind of a smaller amount than in that video because it's, we're doing a video for just one person. But this stuff is delicious. I'm always going to make my Mexican rice this way. So we're just going to toast this rice up real good and get that onion cooking and the garlic cooking. The aromatics are flowing, All right, over here, I'm going to scoop out some beans to put in this, to put aside. Because I don't know if I want to turn all of these into refried beans. Okay, I'm going to pop this in the fridge. Okay, this is the amount I'm going to use. I took out some of the liquid of these because I didn't want the refried beans to be super runny. But I like to blend mine up with an immersion blender, but I'm going to use this little blender thing. You can just use a tater masher if you want to, but I really prefer mine to be smooth. So I want to blend these up in batches. Okay, let's do this batch first. Blended them up. I think they're blended up pretty good. Yeah, well enough. Putting them into this kettle. Let's do the other batch. This will be multiple meals, and I could never get tired of refried beans and Mexican rice. Oh, heck, sorry, yes. Okay, I'm just going to start heating this up. If you have cumin in your cabinet, you can put cumin in the refried beans over here. All right, y'all. Pantry item. This is always in my pantry. I have told everybody for forever. Keep you some tomato bouillon, chicken bouillon, and beef bouillon in your cabinets at all times. This can help you so much. It can give you so many different flavors in your food, and when you're having a tight week, it can make all your food more flavorful. So we're going to use this in the Mexican rice because it is the basic pantry items that I always have in my home. For pretty toasty, I'm going to toss in 2 cups of water. And since this is a smaller batch of Mexican rice, I'm only going to put 1 heaping tablespoon of the tomato bouillon powder in there. We're going to bring this to a simmer and then cover it and let all of that rice absorb that water. We are simmering, baby. Let's put that lid on. Dinner tonight, we have the Mexican rice and refried beans. Simple but delicious and full of flavor. Your girl looking rough today. This is magnificent. I'm going to go ahead and cook the rest of this rice so it will be ready tomorrow. All right, let's cook it up. The new flavor of the day is strawberries and cream. So we're just doing some strawberries and cream oatmeal. And I thought, you know what would be super awesome with strawberries and cream? Bananas. We're using another half of a banana. It's not very pretty, but bananas and strawberries work well together. Use the rest of that ground turkey. Some of that garlic and a little bit of onion. Chop it. Start cooking this up. And I'm so sick of running as fast as I can. Even if I get there quicker if I was a man. That entire bag of mixed veggies. You can toss that in there. And go ahead and toss in some oil. I'll let these veggies thaw out before I put them in here. Pinch of pepper. Okay, I forgot to hit record. Go Brooke. So all of that rice that we cooked last night, I tossed it in along with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce because I have this in my pantry. If you don't have soy sauce, don't worry about it. But soy sauce is a common pantry item and I happen to have it on hand, so I'm going to use it. And this pot is huge, y'all. It's like double, almost triple the size of normal pots. It may look like there's not much in there, but I guarantee you it is. This would probably fill up a normal pot almost to the top. And we're just going to keep stirring this until it's fried. And that's what I'm putting in this. I'm not putting in any salt at all because I did use a 1/4 cup of soy sauce and that's salty. No eggs because it wasn't in the budget, but that's okay because they use that turkey as a protein. I like for my fried rice to get a little bit of a crust on it. I'll leave it alone, don't stir it, and then let it sit. Okay, I'm gonna call this done. Oh, it's done. I made it into a nice little pilaf. It's really packed in there, and it looks super tasty. I ruined the pilaf by sticking the fork in it, but ain't it pretty? I have these glass bowls that I filled up with 3 more meals, and I want you guys to see. I packed it in there pretty good. I pushed it down. The bowl, the glass bowl, is as big as both my hands. So we have 3 of those, plus the plate I just made. And I'm going to put these in the fridge for quick meals the rest of this week. And when I heat these up, I'm just going to stick a cube of ice. Get that. Okay. When I heat these up, I'm just going to stick a cube of ice in there and cover it with a wet paper towel. That is going to be meals this week. So that made 4 meals. It made a ton, y'all. This is one of the best fried rices. This is one of the best fried rice recipes I've ever made. Who needs eggs? Not me. This is delicious. This is better than the eggs. And this has just got a little bit of ground turkey, but it's in almost every single bite. You got whole grains with the brown rice. You got protein with the turkey. Veggies. I saved this for night 4. I told you guys last night that I was wanting some Mexican rice really bad. So I saved this for night 4. I made the other potatoes. We have beans and rice again. We have some leftover rice here because that is enough rice for me. And I have a little bit of these beans left. I think I'm going to have enough beans and rice for another meal because I have half a potato left. This is only half of that potato. See? So this is going really far. Day 5 breakfast, I was feeling peaches. Peaches and cream with a little bit of toast. For lunch, I reheated some of that fried rice. It's just as delicious today as it was yesterday. Just heat it up with a piece of ice in the center of it in the microwave, and it comes up very moist. I am a silly goober. I got this ready, and I forgot to record it. I almost started eating before I recorded it. But here we have some more beans and rice. I can never get tired of this stuff. And we have the rest of those fried baked taters. We're doing bananas and cream oatmeal today, but not with banana. I'm using some toast, and I'm feeling some toast today, so I got 2 slices of toast, and toast with oatmeal is amazing. Also, for lunch, we're having some more of that leftover fried rice, super tasty, heated up the same way. Dinner time, we were doing some more of the Mexican rice and refried beans, and I got a ton of beans tonight because I really was in the mood for some beans, and this was divine. Breakfast, we're doing some blueberries and cream with the other half of that banana. That banana kept very well. I wrapped it in cellophane this time, and it kept really pretty. Look at that. And for lunch, we're having the last container of fried rice, heated up with that piece of ice in the middle, kept it really moist. And for dinner, we're having the rest of that Mexican rice and refried beans. That's how I did it. That's how I spent around $10 to feed myself for 7 days. 3 meals a day, 21 meals total. How do you guys think I did? I think I did pretty good. As much as I possibly could with the ingredients that I had, I tried to give different flavors to like ingredients like the rice. I used it in a bunch of different ways. I tried to make it Asian. I did the southern rice and beans, and I did the Mexican. I'll see you guys next video. Remember, if you or anybody you know is facing food insecurity, seek help if you can. Go to all the organizations, churches, the food pantries. Go try to find a blessing box and try to get some extra food. Everybody deserves to go to bed with a full tummy. I love you guys. I'll see you next video. Remember, as always, be positive, be kind, be happy, and I will see you later, taters. Bye.